Matthew, welcome to the show. How does it feel to be called a hero?
I'm not a hero. First of all, thank you for having me on. Love listening. But yeah, not a hero, just a hockey player. And very
Oh,
lucky to be in the situation that I've been in, and very lucky to be having this around my neck right now. But the veterans and all the first responders, military, they're all the heroes, not me. We just play the game we love, and we were very honored to represent the greatest country in the world doing it. And the support we've gotten has actually been so insane that I still can't really believe it, if I'm being honest. So just trying
hmm
to enjoy all the celebrations that have come from it. And I'm trying to have this around as much as I can because it's kind of like the Stanley Cup. It's what it does to people when they see it, the smiles. It's kind of what it's all about.
All right, now I'm gonna tell you something I should have told you. I should have emailed you knowing that you guys would win a week ago. There is a product called Party Smart, and if you take it in the midst of your alcohol, it makes the next morning a lot easier. I feel like I'm going to send a case of this to the entire team. But you're a young man, so you probably don't have that problem anyway. I want to know everything. So there's a lot I have to ask you about. First of all, let me ask you this: you make this team, the Olympic hockey team. I realize it wasn't 1980. It wasn't like a bunch of college kids up against the Soviets. What was the messaging internally? Was it like, no, we have a real shot at winning gold, or was it, it's going to be very tough to get past those Canadians?
I would say that we definitely weren't saying it publicly, but privately in our room, it was gold or bust. We felt we had the team to do it. We felt we had the characters to do it. We felt we were the perfect team to break the streak, the 46-year streak. And so many proud Americans in there that the sacrifice from what I saw guys on our team do, like everybody's, the best players or one of the best players on their team back at home. And to see like the sacrifice that guys would make playing less minutes, playing different role, not playing power play, less 5-on-5 minutes, maybe not even playing at all. And that's when I first saw the sacrifice in that first practice, I knew we had a real legit shot. And I mean, it took to overtime in the gold medal game to do it. It took probably the best goaltending performance of all time by Hellebuyck. And it really takes a village, like the trainers, the equipment guys, all the staff. I mean, we put in so many hours. I know it was only a 3-week tournament, but everything that built up to it. The culture with USA Hockey, starting with the guys that came before us, and now after winning, the guys that are going to come after us. It's culture of USA Hockey is something that's so special, and I'm just so lucky to be a part of it.
It is so special. I didn't know this. I'm not a sports person, but I'm so inspired by the culture of USA Hockey. I'm so sad. I'm moving all my kids over to immediately. They don't skate a lick, but they're going to. We're starting. How is USA Hockey so patriotic, so bonded, so on message, totally having each other's backs? It is not like that in every sport.
I just think it's like a group of guys that are so selfless and like I just talked about the sacrifice, like willing to do whatever it took, like put their bodies on their line for the country, play a different role. Just I thought which was really cool that I've talked about a little bit since, but kind of going back to like the alumni and the guys that have come before us. Like I obviously talk to my dad like every day. He was a 4-time Olympian and played for 20 years, and we've become close over the years with guys like Chris Chelios, Jeremy Roenick, like Brian Lee. So for example, like before every single game, there would be like 5 or 6 of us out in the hall taping our sticks or sharp or getting our skates sharp or tying like laces, whatever we were doing to warm up. And we would FaceTime Chris Chelios, talk to him for a few minutes. We'd FaceTime Brian Leach, talk to them for a few minutes. So I felt our team did a great job of keeping the alumni of USA Hockey like involved. And then we go into the dressing room and they all sent us like these huge letters that we had like plastered all over the walls of messages. So like we just have such a tight brotherhood, whether you're Mike Ruzioni, who's however old, or you're Jack Hughes, who's 24 years old, like everybody in between, so tight. And we're so lucky to have guys like Mike Ruzioni on the 1980 team who they were really the guys who influenced guys my dad's age, and then my dad's age guys with Chris Chelios, Jeremy Roenick, Brian Leach, Mike Madonna, all these guys influenced, the Patrick Kanes and then us. So it's really just a trickle down effect. And who knows, hopefully our team right now is influencing the next generation or generations, because that's really what it's all about in creating the greatest culture around it.
Is patriotism part of it?
I think that it is. Like, we're so proud to be Americans. We're so proud to represent our country. And like, that was the greatest honor I've ever had in my entire life, is representing the United States, wearing the red, white, and blue at the Olympics at the greatest stage ever. And I don't know if you're ever gonna get a greater honor than that, other than maybe being in the military or a first responder. It was when I saw Mike Eruzione say that, and it really hit home when I put that jersey on over in Milan for the first time. It was so surreal and so special, and just realize like you're playing for everybody in the United States, and just a special feeling.
So you're in the finals, you're up 1-0 for virtually the entire match. And then right at the end of the game, toward the end, well, the end of the second period, the Canadians scored. Now it's tied, and the game ends and it's tied. Now we go into sudden death, and it could easily have gone the other way. Unfortunately, maybe not easily given Hellebuyck in the goal, but were you on pins and needles? Do you, at your level, because now you're a professional hockey player at this point, do you feel nervous when this is happening?
Maybe a tiny bit going into the game, but once the game happened, I was totally fine. And before overtime, I thought our coach, Mike Sullivan, gave an unreal speech where he was really just talking about like, there's a hero in this room that's gonna change the course for generations to come with this goal. And I mean, at the end of the day, I
Really?
just looked to the right, and we had Connor Hellebuyck there, and I just calmed right down. He was in a zone it was probably the greatest goaltending performance in the history of hockey. And he was so calm going over on. He was actually so calm, he didn't even know that it was 3-on-3. He thought we were going back to 5-on-5 like we do in playoffs. So it was he was in a zone that you dream about your starting goalie being in. I think he even might have I don't know if it was that game or the game before. He was sleeping on the bus on the way to the game. Like, he was just so chill.
Wow.
And in a zone that we all dream about being in. So I felt great about our chances. Everyone talks about the world-class players Canada has. We have the same. And it was our time to break through. USA Hockey's been knocking at the door for a while, but Canada's had our number. And it was time to finally break through, and we did.
Wait, tell me more about the coach's speech and when that happened. When exactly, and what did he say?
So always coaches come in before each period. So they come in after warmups before the first period. They give a speech, they announce the starting lineup, and then they come in before each period after that. And since we went into overtime at the Olympics, they did like a flooding of the ice, like the Zambonis came up there. So we had a 20-minute intermission, and Sullivan comes in. I think he comes in at 10 on the clock, so halfway through. And all he just kept saying was, American swagger, American swagger. This is our time. Somebody in this room is going to, make the difference and change the way hockey's looked at in the United States forever. And a couple great saves by Hellebuyck, and the guys that were out there did an amazing job. I don't think it can be stressed enough. Like, obviously Jack Hughes being the overtime golden goal hero, but the play he made defensively on McDavid, who's the best player in hockey before that, was absolutely unreal. And then the play Zach Werenski made to beat Nathan MacKinnon, who's probably like the second best player in the world at a puck battle, gave it to Jack, and then Jack did the rest. So many things that led to that goal. But yeah, I think we really got it. I mean, every single day, it's so funny. We have our team group chat still going, and it's going like at all times during the day. It's the best. And one time a day, somebody texts, "Thank you, Helly." So every day he's been getting a text for the last week or 8 days, and like everybody loves or likes the message or whatever. So yeah, we've got Helly to thank for that.
That's so sweet. We did a story last week about how he wasn't even heavily recruited. Like, he wasn't some star when he was much younger, like finishing high school or college where everybody wanted him. It was more of like a Tom Brady situation.
Yeah, I think he was definitely a late bloomer. And then when he came to the NHL, I think it took him a few years to become a starter. I really don't know exactly, but he proved himself that he's, if not the best player in the world, like he was the MVP of the Olympics. He was the best player. He was the most important piece for us, and just put such an all-world performance that, like, I mean, that save right there, that stick save will go down in history as one of the best saves, if not the best ever.
It actually looks divine. It really does. It looks otherworldly, like he had somebody helping him with the stick that day, because that just doesn't even look like a human
It's so funny
defense.
too, like where that hit on the stick, it was above the tape. So it was like almost at like the bottom of, it's hard to explain, but anyways, he said
the part where you hold
he
it.
said that after the game, there's a perfect puck mark on that spot, like on where the paint is. And I'm like, I don't know. One day that thing might be worth $50 million. Make sure you keep that tight to you.
Totally.
So
he better not sell that or use it again in normal play. Think about this. In 2006, $20,000 equaled roughly 33 ounces of gold at spot price. Okay, $20,000 got you 33 ounces. At today's prices, those 33 ounces would be worth about $165,000. That would have been a very good investment. And that's why so many smart Americans do diversify a portion of their savings into precious metals. They're thinking about what's going to happen in the next 20 years. And it's also why you should consider buying gold from Birch Gold Group. For thousands of years, gold has been a store of wealth. And today, it is a crucial part of any balanced strategy. Even better, Birch Gold can help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered retirement account in gold. All you have to do is text MK to the number 989898, and that will give you a free info kit on gold. There's no obligation. It's just useful information from which you can make a decision. With an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and tens of thousands of happy customers, let Birch Gold help you diversify with gold. Now that's peace of mind. Again, text MK to 989898 today. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.